Ooh, there's some modulation going there.
I love a good direct modulation, you know me. Yeah.
Okay, so now you're reacting to the 5-member girl group ELRIS. And first we'll be reacting to actually an intro track of their debut album.
The lyrics are a metaphor for their debut and hopes for the future.
Saying 5 flowers blossom, I know this shining moment, I'll make it shine forever.
Wow, I sure love being a bullies. Because it's very blissful.
Liddy.
5 flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Ah, that was cute.
Oh, there's a little delay, so like there are these milliseconds of dissonance.
Wait, no, that's just a seven
Oh,
fist
yeah.
sequence.
I just imagined it as the opening 3 times. I was like, ah.
I knew it. Chromatic. Blossoms to it too.
Like all their voices are so stacked close together.
Yeah, the harmonies are really close.
And there's like a little bit of like vibraphone going on, but it still feels very a cappella.
Yeah, it's very understated.
Sounds like glass harmonica, like the spinning glasses. And those were used in opera to like symbolize like women going mad. And like women were banned in real life from playing them because they thought it made them like crazy. So
I love
it's kind of that sound and that kind of like spooky kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen? Oh,
That was, okay.
oh,
That was an intro. That was an intro.
okay.
That was definitely an intro for
For the
something.
album, for the
because we were
rest
like,
of it.
what's gonna happen?
Yeah, that was nice.
It's a good intro.
I liked just the different harmonic motions that was going on, especially when it's split into two parts or 2 different sections going over on top of each other. That was really, really nice. It went some places I didn't expect, especially the beginning, which is nice. It wasn't like bland or anything. It was just they knew how to milk the color out of the harmony that was going on, and it was really pretty.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's disorienting, but it kind of has that effect just because it's just not what you'd normally hear. As in, like, the notes choice isn't what you'd normally hear.
But for me, it's like refreshing to hear that. So
Yeah, it kind of changes it up and adds tension. Kind of like, eventually, they landed it every time, so it was interesting. Very cool. Cool interlude.
That felt like the
That was-
intro to like a movie or like a show or something, or like an intro to like some sort of cartoon, anime maybe, where like the main character or whoever the first character is like waking up from a dream.
Yeah, no, it was also light and light.
I think
Like,
you-
yeah,
I think
it's just like.
I think the way you described it as like a carol, I thought was like really incredibly accurate.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just voices with like very. I mean, there was like a synth and maybe something else.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
But like not like a super synthy synth. But like
Well, exactly. It was like it was articulate.
Yeah.
They were pretty. Like the attacks were. Well, they're kind of dulled, but.
But a very clear, sense of like each beat. It wasn't like a. It was like like all the beats across the bar felt kind of even, except for whenever they would.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It wasn't like how sometimes it's like here's a huge beat one or something like that. It just
voices
felt like
flowing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It was really pretty.
It was lush. Well, okay, in the first half of the whole thing, I noticed their timbres were really similar because when they would be singing unison, it would almost sound like one voice, but then they'd like split off into like harmony in certain points. Even though it was like closer together, they would split off really well and it was really balanced and even. But then in the second half, they stayed harmonizing with each other the whole time. They didn't really sing anymore. What's the word? Unisons. But I really enjoyed it. I thought, I don't know what was going on harmonically, but it was friggin' beautiful, whatever it was.
I like the harmonies. If you listen to it carefully, there are no like sudden modulations. There are no like super surprises. Everything feels kind of logically written, which is cool. It's like the chords are just shifting and you're just on it. It's not here to surprise. I mean, it does surprise you, but it's not about that sudden key change that like knocks you off your chair sort of thing. It's always like subtle and it's always, oh yeah, I like what they did there. It's sort of that kind of feeling, so I do enjoy that.
Cool.
I always find it interesting how whenever a group uses a major 7 chord, it's always used for like a reaching motif. It's like da-di-da, it's nice to see that there are chords that are not just normal 7 chords. Because there's a lot more characters that you can explore. Because if you just do 7 chords, oh, it's a bit jazzy, or you could say it's jazzy if it's, let's just say the rhythm supports it, and the instrumentation also supports it. But yeah, it's like I'm always delighted to hear other versions of 7 chords.
So Will Be Mine is a B-side track on their Summer Dream EP.
It explores the feelings of someone realizing a friendship could be something more.
Oh.
Well, there will be mine. There will be mine. 3, 2, 1, ELRIS. Oh my god.
There's some fat bass.
That's pretty fat. Yeah, Meghan Trainor's gotta learn. Boom, 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 boom.
I like that bass line. Kind of has a playful vibe to it.
Yeah, the bass line was just like do, la, sol, ti, do.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Ooh.
that's a very common progression.
Oh. Wow.
A little funk guitar. And then the mixture. Oh. I love Bliss. ELRIS is Buddhist.
What is this? This is so strange.
Ooh, there's some modulation going there.
I love a good direct modulation. You know me. Just slap it in there.
It's a higher key too, so
Yep.
it feels like, oh, so like, you know, your feelings are going up.
Oh, it changed it. Dee-da, dee-da. It oscillated a bit. Upbeat.
There's so many different textures. It's so weird. Layering, 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 layering.
It's like really happy. It's really happy. It's like the.
I'm trying to just like hook this up to me like an IV.
But it sounds like it's yeah, it's like a feel good type
Yeah.
type vibe.
Oh, tritone. Tritone substitution, deceptive, whatever. Okay, little sequence.
The plotting strings, it sounds so dramatic. Ooh, this has a little more space in it. Bing, bing, bing. Now it's full, full, full. That was a nice little break. That was that was really good. Okay, okay.
Oh yes, rap.
Whoever's holding that note.
It's pretty hard hitting for a very bubbly type of song. Like it slaps, as the millennials
Some
call
good
it.
instrumentation here.
Nice electric guitar. Very subtle. Oh, it happened again. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Whoa.
Oh my gosh, they did
Yeah, that does.
that ending. Something crazy happened at the end. It rises up by minor thirds. So we tonicized in A major. Tonicize means the piece feels like it resolved in A major, and then suddenly we hear C major, and then we hear that for a few bars, and then we hear one chord that's E flat, and then the song kind of peters down and it ends.
Nice.
So it's sort of like a very Lisztian, Franz Liszt type of chord progression where he would just stack up minor thirds. Debussy obviously did it later too, like Impressionists, but Franz Liszt comes to mind immediately. The late Romantic greats. Yeah, everything about that modulation was well handled because the song is very good at making you feel secure up until the modulation. You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the chords are simple, everything's simple, I like it, it slaps, and then it breaks your expectation with the modulations. One thing I personally like about the modulation is that I feel like both for these composers and for some listeners, like if they're able to detect certain keys, they usually have associations with different keys. So like this song is in A flat mostly, which I think is a more warm, more lush type of key. And so when I heard this song, I'm like, something just doesn't feel quite. It's not that it doesn't feel right, because it embodies the A flat very well. But then when it modulates to A major, I'm like, there's a key with 3 sharps, and it's all in the mind. Who knows what key actually brings what emotion? But throughout the music history, the sharper keys tend to be of a more brighter mood than the flatter keys. Yeah. So when it modulates to A major, it feels like somewhat of a resolution for this mood. It fits it more by the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's actually, I remember there was like a color theory where they associate, the colors of the rainbow, starting from C and then going up the chromatic. And then I think there was an artist that actually painted a painting with those color associations. Like, so for example, G major, it was like a dark green, brown hue. And I was like, like there's something about keys where people associate emotions or a mood to it. So yeah, it's like very, as you mentioned, it's a very perfect explanation of it. It's a very lush and very warm.
Yeah.
And it's very uplifting because of the rhythms, but the keys does influence one's perception of how they feel in the piece or listening to it.
Cool.
I thought it had a very hopeful, optimistic general feeling. Yeah, even though like the progression and stuff like that was kind of generic, it kind of struck that like happy-go-lucky, almost kind of goofy. I feel like feeling that they were going for it, like because of what the song's about. So like playful, kind of almost flirty.
Yeah, it's optimistic. You're gonna have the best summer, better than last year.
Which,
the year
like,
before. The modulation like ratchets it up, so it's an even better summer than you thought it was.
Dude, like you thought school was gonna start in August. It's not starting until October. This is how great it is.
Yeah. We're going
because of climate change. The summer now ends in October.
Yeah.
Why does like being optimistic have to sound generic? Like, can we just talk about that? That's like no.
Well, it's because being happy is a construct.
Oh God.
And the only way you're happy is if you fit into a mold that society creates for you.
Yeah.
So therefore, the song has to fit into the mold that society created for it.
I don't like.
Everything's a lie.
So Seiji had a very rough time this week, and that is affecting every aspect of his life right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, so we're supposed to compare that with the intro we just heard?
I guess, just give your thoughts on these two styles that ELRIS has displayed in this reaction.
They're very, very different, because it's like the other one is like that carol-esque, where it's just more about like the line of their voices, and it just felt more emphasized on the singing element and the singing harmony, whereas this is like very much party. It's not as.
It's all about textures.
Yeah, it's just a completely
and surprise,
different. Yeah.
Modulated. Twice.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. It's just like it's a little bit more playful, energetic, whereas the other one's a little bit more reserved.
I thought, like, from the beginning, I thought it was going to be, like, pretty typical. And it wasn't. But, the core of the song pretty much was, but then, like, the layering was crazy. I mean, so, like, yeah, they did, like, the producers were awesome, because, like, they were able to manipulate all these textures very well, and they all fit together somehow, which, like, always seems to be the thing with K-pop.
Okay.
It has that, like, sassy type statement to it.
That song was bouncy. I liked the ends of some phrases, like going into some other ones that had bam, bam, bam in it, like kind of a triple thing. And they would sing. They'd sing their name or sing some, and it was really cute. It was like
soaring vocals.
And they provided some absence of sound. Like there was still stuff going on, but it sounded hollow, which is fun for the ears. Then right after that, wow, they went and threw in some rap on top of the original feel-good sounds. So I did not get bored listening to this. Final answer.
Hello everyone, I'm omg-horns channel creator, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed or learned something from it. If you'd like to support us or help ReacttotheK grow, you can do so by visiting our Patreon and help us out by pledging any amount you can. Till next time.